Good morning, afternoon, or evening, and welcome to the MorphNeo channel, where regular and crypto games meet. In this video I am talking about the story of earning my first 200 Trilium in Alien Worlds play-to-earn game. I am going to tell you when I started, how many times I mined, where I mined, which tools I used, the result of the mining, what is needed to mine. Also, I am going to show you the statistics based on true data, hoping it will give you a detailed insight of the game and give you more information to decide whether you want to play this game. Short disclaimer, I am not a financial advisor, everything in this video is for educational and entertainment purposes. Always do your own research before making any investment decision. Now that is all cleared up, let us dive in. First of all, what is Alien Worlds? I have prepared a detailed tutorial video on Alien Worlds, the link of which you can find in the description below, so just very shortly, Alien Worlds is currently a clicker game where by clicking on the mine button every few minutes you can earn Trilium. There are many things that you can do with the Trilium you mined, one of which is that you can use it to go on missions within the game to earn more Trilium, or you can buy better tools to mine Trilium more efficiently. Being a play-to-earn game, you can sell your mined Trilium for other cryptocurrencies or even for stable coins like USDT, which you can convert into fiat money like USD on several exchanges. This is great, isn't it? Which tools did I use to mine Trilium? At the beginning of the game, everybody gets a free standard shovel to start mining with. In the first few days I mined with one standard shovel. When I mined enough Trilium I purchased another standard shovel, and soon enough I bought a third one. Standard shovels are ridiculously cheap, so you can quickly buy them from the Trilium that you mined. To be more precise, the Trilium must be exchanged for wax to buy further tools, but this is not the topic of this video. Please note that you can mine with a maximum of 3 tools at the same time. I have prepared a tutorial video, the link of which you can find in the description below, on how to buy a standard shovel, or basically any other tool. But I did not stop here, I continued mining, and from the proceeds I purchased other tools like a standard drill and 3 exo gloves. Which planets did I mine on? In Alien Worlds there are 6 planets you can choose from for mining. It seems logical to mine on the planet that has the biggest mining pool. Up until about April 2022 there were 2 great sites showing real-time mining pool data. Unfortunately, currently neither site is working. So, for the time being you can see the mining pool and fill rate only on play.alienworlds.io website. You just switch planets, and you can see the current mining pot and fill rate. Based on this, it is still planet Neri the best place to mine on, as it has the highest mining pot and fill rate. I was mining on Neri most of the time. Which lands did I mine on? In Alien Worlds there are 20 land types you can choose from for mining. I used this website to find the ideal land to mine. On alienworlds.tools website you can select your desired land type and up to 3 tools to mine with, and you can see detailed statistics of charge time, mining power, NFT luck and POW reduction. Moreover, you can compare your build in all lands with a click of a button, which I find extremely useful. For me the most useful statistics was the TLM per minute figure. This shows how much Trilium can be mined on a given land per minute. I wanted to mine frequently and the most Trilium possible, so I usually chose the land with the highest figure in this field. Alright, now let us see the statistics. First, please have a look at my table with the mining results. You will see here the date of mining, the Trilium mined, approximate USD value of the Trilium mined at current market price, how many times I mined that day, average Trilium mined per successful mining, the tools I used, the land I mined on, the charge time of my tool set, or how frequently I was given the opportunity to mine, the amount of wax I staked to CPU, my CPU usage when I stopped mining for the day, my CPU percentage, average Trilium mined per hour, minimum mining time required. This is the minimum time you must spend on the game if all mining attempts are successful, which is usually not the case. You can see here my most successful day. I wish all were the same. Now let us have a look at the summary of the data. You can see the number of days I mined. The average Trilium per mine, the average Trilium per hour, and the total Trilium mined in the cases of the different toolsets I used for mining. These were the toolsets that I used: 1 standard shovel, 2 standard shovels and 3 standard shovels, 1 standard drill plus 2 standard shovels, 1 exo gloves, 2 exo gloves, 3 exo gloves, 1 standard drill plus 2 exo gloves. Moreover, you can see how many times I mined in total, my lowest amount of Trilium mined with a single mining, and my highest amount of Trilium mined with a single mining, and this is my average Trilium mine per mining. I think the best way to measure efficiency if we compare the average TLM per hour numbers. It is because different tool sets and lands have different metrics like mining power, cooling time, etc. So, in order to compare them, we need to find a common ground, and the TLM per hour number is an excellent candidate for that. So, what the numbers suggest us? First of all, there is a clear difference between mining with 1, 2 or 3 standard shovels. As you can see, the efficiency approximately doubled with every standard shovel added. Exactly as one would expect. However, adding new tools like a standard drill or exo gloves did not make any improvement. On the contrary, the efficiency dropped a little bit. Now that is very strange and totally against my expectations. But what could the reason behind this? I cannot help but think that it is because this game is being developed, and perhaps this has an effect on the results. Another possibility is that more and more players are mining, and because the daily mineable pot does not increase, mathematically less and less TLM gets to each player. Anyway, I will try to figure it out by further experimenting. What do you think? What is the reason behind this? Please share your thoughts below in the comment section. Alright. Now let us see how CPU time and mining relates to each other. This is a particularly important question because the daily number of mining attempts depend on the CPU time, and the CPU time depends on the amount of wax staked. The more wax you stake, the more CPU time and the more mining attempts you get daily. My statistics show that each mining consumes between 0.4 and 0.5 millisecond of CPU time. Therefore, if you stake 500 wax, approximately $50 at current market price, you will be able to mine about 100 times a day by the time you run out of CPU. But I often experience that after having mined 100 times a day, my CPU usage was still below 1%. At other times my CPU time was about 100%. So, there is extreme fluctuation in CPU time usage, and therefore it is really difficult to decide how much wax to stake. But if you want to mine at least 100 times a day, you can surely achieve that by staking 500 wax. Please note that you can always unstake your wax, so it should not be considered as an expense, but rather as a loan. So, what is the main takeaway? The main takeaway, and probably the most important metrics, is that after 80 mining days, not calendar days, because I was not mining every day, I mined about 206 Trilium, which is worth about $7.24 at the time of recording. I repeat for consideration, 80 mining days and $7.24 worth of TLM. Please note the following. 1. The game is being developed, so these statistics may be quite different in the future. 2. The USD value of TLM depends on the market price, which can heavily fluctuate. 3. I have experienced extreme differences in the lowest and highest mining results. 4. There were a lot of occasions when my CPU percentage was well below 100% or even below 10%, and still I could not mine and received error messages. 5. This game is said to be free, and it is true that you can start it without any investment, but soon enough you will run out of resources and you will not be able to mine. To continue mining you will need to invest into 3 resources: RAM, CPU and net. What these exactly are is not the topic of this video. In my experience, you will need to buy RAM for 5 to 10 wax, you will need to stake to net 1 wax, and you will need to stake to CPU at least 100 wax. I staked much more to CPU in order I can mine regularly and continuously. Please note that any investment into these resources are reversible, so they can rather be thought of as loans as opposed to real investment. Summary. To sum it up as short as possible, I played 80 days and made about $7.24. How do I see this game after this experience? The game in its current form is a clicker game. I think it is a very big advantage that you do not need any skills to play. If you are working with a computer the entire day anyway and you are willing to click a button a few times every few minutes, then this might be a game for you. Does it worth it? This of course depends on your circumstances, and this decision must be made by you. Please note, however, that I was mining with standard shovels and other very cheap tools. These tools have extremely limited mining power, so the results should be assessed in this light. If you want, you can invest into buying more powerful tools right from the beginning, but this is your choice again. What are my future plans? For the time being, I am planning to follow a cautious approach, and I do not intend to invest into the game, but I am planning to reinvest into the game that I have already earned. Therefore, I am planning to mine more Trilium, and as soon as I have enough to buy an advanced TD tool, I will buy one and continue mining. I will make videos on my future purchases, mining, missions, and I will show you the statistics, so stay tuned. If you like this video, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and give a thumb up. Thank you all for watching and see you in my next video. Bye.